Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session with Paint Along with Fred. So we're going to do a drawing of an eye, and the eye is an interesting subject to draw because mainly of its features, the reflection, the pupil, the highly detailed iris, the eyelashes and the shadows formed around the eye. So it's actually very good practice to draw an eye. So first of all, we're going to actually create this and not do a black and white. So we're going to find a flesh tone for the background color first, and I've already selected the this one, which from the actual drawing itself, image itself, and now we'll go ahead and select the background. So that, so okay, that, and you can see we have the background color there. So let's go ahead and do the main features of the eye. So like any other drawing, let's pick, let's go for haze dark. Okay, and see what that comes up. Yeah, we obviously need to select a dark. Okay, it's a little harsh, and I'll probably bring the intensity down. Yeah, so I think we're okay with that. Let's go halfway. Just quickly figure out the main areas here. Okay. You can see, while you observe the eye, you'll see that there's very harsh, not very harsh lines on the lower eye structure, but in the top it's quite high in tonal value. So keep that in mind while we're drawing. So let's just create the main features. Okay. Pupil there, and then as you can see we have that reflected eye. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Yep, that's fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and create these darker shadowy areas around the eye. So previously I used to pick the color picker, and I think I'll use my eye to actually draw those darker shades. So let's go back to what the color we had here, and then use that as a reference, and then work our way up. Okay, and then higher size. So let's see here. That's, if you can see, look at the eye. That's actually quite dark here, but I'm working my way up basically. So around here you can see there relative to the background image. Okay, and then we can see it is goes quite darkish, and not horizontally, but probably like going down towards the tonal values, darker tones. So let's go here. Yep. Then you can see I've got the hardness density way down, so I can just build that up. Let's see what it will look like. Well, I probably made a mistake there. So let's go, oops, let's go there. So let's see where else the tone, yep, there is definitely dark tones going on there. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll reduce the size a little bit and go around there. And then you can see that there is quite a bit of darkness around here. So if I go over it again, I'm not going to achieve that dark value because I already got a tone. You can see already here. So maybe just go here, follow it close. Yeah. Then here. And then maybe increase, slowly go step by step incrementally, and then to get sort of a three-dimensional effect here. And we know that there is quite a bit of darkness here, so we're keeping to the the tone value that we've seen in the image. So let's take a look at it again. Yep, so we got, if you look here around the eyes, we have very dark values here. So it's like we've worked our way. So we can probably go and pick a even more darker. Let's go darker here. Okay. Then we know that this area is extremely dark. Okay. And then give that some effect. And then maybe go lighter, reduce in size, and even go for even more dark, which we know to be the case. If you look carefully, very dark here and dark. So let's do that. Not quite as dark as I expected, so I can now have the option going dark, but then you have a lower hardness density setting, so which means that we have control over doing this like a pencil, where you keep going over until you get the darkness. So if I'll just show you, you go up and then you see that dark comes out immediately. Okay, so we got that. Now let's have a look at the image again. You can see very dark and dark there in the pupil, so we'll go here and just fill that in, the dark patch there. Notice in the original image it's fairly dark, so it would be better just to really increase the density, but I can do that afterwards. Let's go here. So now we've got these eyebrows, so what I'll do now is increase and then start doing the eyelashes. So notice I'm not even looking at the canvas, but using the reference, because I know roughly what that color is going to come across. Let's see. So let's take a look. Yes, it's pretty. It's actually pretty thicker than I expected. But as you can see, there is that dark element working near the eye here, so we just completely fill that in, and then we can keep reducing the size and then correcting the thicker ones that we saw earlier. following the eyelash stroke, as you can see. So let's have a look. Yeah, man, it's not too bad. So notice also that there's a very light areas there, which we can accentuate this area by highlighting darker areas around the eye. But let's carry on going and let's see what we have here. So we have sort of a lighter tone. So we got the thickness right. So let's bring that back and just fill these little eyelashes at the bottom. But at the same time, just show the rounded edges. So we have that. Okay. Now we can go ahead and probably do this grey pupil. So again, so we have a lighter grey, which I'll do. Let's pick the tool here, light grey. Okay, and it's blue light grey, and then again using our density hardness to control how much grey. So okay. Okay, and now let's go and fill the bottom part of the eye and let's see what that looks like. So you got a mixture of darker area, but you can make out the lower portion of the eye, and we just keep working on that. And so here we can use the grey to certain effect and then create that form around the lower eye, you know. Yeah, I think it's probably better if we actually go for the original flesh tone that we had and work from that as the reference. So yep, so yeah, and then go darker, a little bit darker, not too much, and then go the lower size so you can create that effect that's just below those brows. So let's see what we have here. We got this, we have a flesh tone that's coming out there, so let's just okay, and then we have this flesh tone here. Okay, let's see. Yep, so okay, so we have that, and let's see keep looking at the references. So dark area, let's carry on with the pupil, and we know that we had a dark tone there. Use that as the reference and use that to create the area around the pupil. So let's take a look. Let's increase because it's sort of harder tone value. Again, trying to replicate that sort of the pupil that you see. Again, going back. So we've got dark areas here. We know that, so we can even darker, dark areas there. Keep going back and darker areas, sort of filling in, you know, and not really too bothered about the areas so dark here, as you can see, significantly dark this area. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, it's not too bad. So we have around there, so I'm not too happy with what's happening around there, so we have to go and fix that. So since we're on that shade of tool color, we can go ahead and create some kind of, so having multiple colors gives you a sense of depth, and it's not flat. Like most beginner artists would not see that, but if you had one color, it's flat, but you have two colors, there's some dimension to it. You keep on adding different colors, different shape, continues to add dimension to the drawing. Okay, let's see what we have here. Yeah, you can see there's, now we can go towards the brown, the flesh tone color which we had here. So keep doing that. So again, see, this is the third color I'm using, and I'm trying to get rid of the eyelashes and at the same time creating a 3D, three-dimensional structure to that. To the eyebrow. So let's have a look, keep looking. Yeah, so here, so let's keep doing that. So you can see it's, just keep building it up and don't worry about how it's coming up. So you'll always correct it as you keep doing it. Okay. And if it looks blotchy, just go over it again. Let's look at that eye. The more you observe, the more you can appreciate what needs to be done. See, there's like, now I can go probably a darker, keep adding, and then I can always add the eyelashes again. Not a big deal, but okay. So now I'm working on this area to the right. I think it's sort of taking a little bit of more shape. I was wondering where I was going with this, and it seems to be coming together. Okay. So quite a little bit, and then if you notice that there we have a very grey area, so I could start filling that in, give it a little bit more shape. That actual, the eyeball here. So let's pick that particular color and then go with that, see what happens. So Okay, and then as you can see, I can really, blend this in, if you can call it that. It's like some kind of blending going on here. And then if I've got that right tone, I can apply the same here, and then I could diminish that tone value here, really make it subtle. I know there is a little bit that, and then let's see if there is, yeah, there's some of that, but again, I think what I'll do is I'll just open up the reference and go lighter and just really make it very subtle. Very subtle, you can hardly make it out. Very subtle, but it's still following the same color. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so we have, okay, now let's try and finish off this pupil, and let's use my own eye to do that. So we're at the grey tone, so let's see if we can improve on this. So now I'm really going down, looking at the details. Okay, and now let's see, around the pupil there's that darker element of grey, which I would like to use that, as you can see, and go down and also go high. So I'm going to really create that form around the eye here. So if I put that down, probably not as much. Okay, maybe I can go a little bit lower. So now I'm really paying attention more to the shape of this, because it defines the most important feature of the eye. Okay, so I think now let's take a look at the more details on that. Yeah, it's sort of, so let's add patches that we know usually exist in the eye itself. Okay, and then let's take a look at it again. Dark, really dark on that side. So we can go and let's double check the hardness. Yep, it's quite high up. So we can really get some of those tiny details that give it that real incredible look to the pupil, isn't it? And let's build it up. Let's keep referencing that so we know here there is, you can't go wrong the here, because that's usually where there is detail, the darker regions of that. Okay, so we've really picked, as you can see, really high density hardness and a very dark tone here, as you can see here. So let's keep flicking back and forth and see how we can refine it further. So again we have patches of dark here which we can put to good use. Yep. Patches here and then here, you know, just keep doing it. Patches, and then we know that as it comes down it probably casts a slight shadow, so the tonal value is going to keep going down. So let me go incrementally in bringing that down. And keep bringing that down, and then pick another one lower. This gives the illusion of depth. Yeah, let's go back to the dark. I feel like I need to put a bit more dark here. It even goes very dark, why not? Yeah, gives more. Yeah, well, you know, it's understandable that that region is going to be dark. And then maybe finish off the eyebrows. Okay. Right, and so now we have that. Let's finish off the pupil more. So as you can see, I'm always observing, trying to see how that shape is created. You can see I'm really being careful now. And let me see. Okay, so now we could probably, and notice there's a bit of grey on there before we go to the white of that. Let's just bring that grey down there and mix it up there, so then we can, you know, make it look a little more realistic. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now it's already got that slight white, but it's not, remember, it's not white. It's the flesh tone background color that we have. So let's make sure we save. Remember to save always in case the whole work goes kaput, you know, in case of power or whatever. Yeah. So okay, so we have that white. So let's continue and see what it looks like. So you got that little very bright white. That's what we're going to try and achieve. So we could either do it with the fleshed color tone. Remember, it's not always the color that you think it is. Look at that. It's actually blue, bluish color. So let's pick that. Yeah. And then see what happens there. And there's a little bit of the lighter blue that goes into the darker blue that just flows into the top here. And then even more darker, I would say. Now almost blending into the grey, as you can see here. Okay, so I think we can say that's pretty much done on that. So the only thing I'm seeing is we have to work around the eyes a little bit, give it a bit more substance. So again, use the ability of my eye to see these things, the eyebrow as well, and then really put some shape. So it's a darker tone there. So let's go around and keep to that thing because we're not using a very dark tone, so it doesn't matter what color you have here. So okay, and then let's see, we're slightly, there's a slight white, so we can go down in tone. So let's pick that tone color we used and see if we can bring that down even more by going to that there, and then see if that makes a difference here. So increase that size, and it's the effects that you want to create, right? Seeing that? Notice that because I've got the hardness so high up, yeah, I'm able to create that sort of background. And notice I would have done it earlier, but since I'm now doing the background on top of the image that I have, I've somewhat had to go around it. So again here, and then take it down a notch, yeah, even take it down a notch, and even get to the colors that was there in the beginning. Really give, again, like I said, it's the illusion of multiple colors giving depth, as you can see. Yeah, so let's work our way around the areas here. So we have a darker area here, so we can, now we're on the flesh tone, we continue working, and remember density and is high, so we don't want to, see how bright that is, we don't want to overpower it with the high setting of the density hardness. Right, and then let's keep looking at that, referring to that image. So we have, yeah, so as was the color was there as well. So yeah, about here, and then we have to do that edge that defines it really well. So we have to do that the corner of the eye, as you can see there, slightly dark brown and white. So again, with the right color settings, so can reduce it in size. Okay, and then I'm playing more with the colors than the hardness, density hardness setting. So slightly brown here, because I know that to be brown. That's to be even more darker brown, so let's keep going, not a problem. Then okay, and then what have we here? Let's keep looking at it. Slightly on the here, slightly lower, and then we have that little bit of a whitish blue that we originally used. So let's go for that and see how this. Let's go for that. Yep. So maybe increase, because it seems to be more, shape pronounced. Learning all the time. Okay, and then go back to the brown that we had, and then make sure it's not. Oops. Okay, and then let's keep looking. Yeah, so I think we have sort of created the lower eye. So I'm trying to make sure that it is. And there's, on the lower section of the eye, there is a little, that thing that runs, slightly. I've seen it before, so I'm going to try and do that. But first of all, let me lighten this area. Yeah, you see it's already coming out. That gives the illusion of that lower section, which I think is okay, but then I need to cover that with that blue that I had, if you remember. Just go with that. Oops, it's way too blue. Have you seen that? Yeah, so that completely changes everything. So I don't want to do that. In fact, I want to use this color, which I will go ahead and pick that one. And then, because I got the density hardness down, now I have to go over it quite a few while in order to. And then if we look at the pupil, that there is that white, that element of the color that we have and picked here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this color around the pupil. So let's pick that, and you can see that's the color it picked. So let's get out of that and keep going over that and see what kind of color comes up. And it's too sort of, to me it looks a little too dark, even though it picked that. But again, use your eyeball. Sorry, no pun intended. To sort of give that color that we just saw. The eye plays a lot of trick. Oh no, not another one. Sorry. Okay, so again, you see, just sort of giving it some depth. Good. See? Alright, I think maybe with the eyebrow we could call it a day. So let's finish off the eyebrow. It's very dark. So again, we go back to our tool and find the brown. Let's use that as a reference flesh tone. Go back, keep working on it. Okay, just keep going. It's an eyebrow, so it's not like fantastic details required on that, just to give an idea of the eyebrow. Okay, maybe reduce that. So I go darker, I have a tendency to reduce the brush. Okay, even go darker there. Right, I think it's looking good. saving the work, don't forget. And then just have a look and see, just build that area up here so it doesn't look like it's different to the rest. So again, it's like building up there, and then work incrementally going back, building up, incrementally going back. See, it's like blending, you can call it that. Okay, and then maybe, you know, if you feel that it should be a bit more dark, which it is, you know, just go over it again. Yeah, so yeah, so that's what you can do, you know. And how about on this side? Well, let's see what that looks like. So just this goes down, then in this bit it's lighter, and then sort of dark here, right, and then keep going, work down incrementally, build, incrementally build. All right, so I think we're good, but I think it needs a little bit of a darker patch to that, slightly, just that area here around the corner, and I'm just going to finish it off with, let's see if that comes up, and maybe go up a little bit, and okay, so you can see there's a corner area that I want to replicate. You see that, okay, and all right, so I hope, and then oops, you know, you can go as far as you want, and then I thought I could create a bit more eyelashes, a little darker. That was dark. Okay, so the density obviously needs to go up, and probably size. And keep going up in. Okay. Alright, so there we have it, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Until next time, thank you. Bye bye.